The good life, full of fun, seems to be the
Hey guys, welcome to my kitchen. Another big exciting day in my kitchen. How about we do this? We get on an airplane, we head to Rome, and then we take a boat, because you don't even want to go on an airplane. We're going to take a boat, and we're going to go to Sardinia right from Rome. And I'll tell you, it's a beautiful island off the west coast. Some of the most beautiful views, most beautiful food and pasta, and truly the most beautiful people you ever meet in your life. And there is a great cookie that they make over there that certainly I've had throughout Italy. And it's pastry, and you ready? And cheeses, and different spices. Oh, and then you deep fry it. And it has a feel of pasta, and I'm gonna tell you why. It's called the Sardinian ravioli cookie, and just like a ravioli, right? You're gonna have kind of a dough, your pasta dough, and in this case, we're gonna stuff it with something sweet, dolce, which is sweetness or sweet. And don't be intimidated. This is, there's a lot of ingredients here, but it actually goes together really quick and fun and fast, and I'll tell you, this is a great recipe to make with your family. So let's go over ingredients. Number one ingredient, we're gonna use flour. So we've got 2 cups of flour. So in this case, I've got 1 cup of an all-purpose flour. And then in this case, I've got 1 cup of semolina flour. Now, if you can't find the semolina flour, you can use the 2 cups of an all-purpose flour. But the semolina flour is gonna have a much higher protein content. And the beauty with that is when you fry it, it gives you a little extra, like a little extra texture, almost like a little bit of a rustic feel on the backdrop. And then we want to stuff it, right? So we've got 2 cups of the ricotta cheese. Now, if you can, with the ricotta cheese, try to get a sheep's milk, if you can. If you can't, then cow's milk. It makes for more of a flavorful cookie, okay? We've got 1/2 cup of heavy cream, and we've got 1 cup of yogurt. You want to use the European style. So if you don't have any, what you can do is just take regular yogurt that you make or that you buy in the store, and just put it in a cheesecloth, let it drain for a few hours or overnight, and then I'll get rid of that extra moisture. We've got 1 cup of honey. We're gonna want the zest of, about 2 lemons, depending on the size of the lemon. So I've got a couple of big ones here. Oh, there's nothing better than when you zest that lemon, just get that beautiful flavor. We've got 1 whole stick of butter, about 8 tablespoons of butter. We've got some vanilla and some nutmeg. So I've got 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla, and then nutmeg. Oh, nutmeg, as you guys know, anybody that watches our show regularly, nutmeg is by far my favorite. Hey guys, another ingredient I almost forgot is sugar, dolce, sweetness, right? So we're gonna do about 1/2 cup. We're gonna use 1 egg. We're gonna use a pinch of salt. We're gonna have some powdered sugar, about 2 to 3 tablespoons of powdered sugar. We're gonna want a cookie cutter, because we're gonna make 2 sides of the ravioli, right? So in our cookie cutter, 3-4 inches. And then what we're gonna want, I've got a cast iron pan in here, and I've got some olive oil for cooking oil, and I'll show you when we get over there to cook. But we got about 2 cups, 1.5 to 2 cups of olive oil. And in this case, we do not want extra virgin, ideally, because we're gonna go about 375 in the cooking. So you're gonna want a non-extra virgin olive oil. So you're still gonna get some flavor, but the olive oil is gonna be yellow or golden in color. It's not gonna be green. For anybody new to our show, I have a farm in Italy with my boys, and we make our own olive oil. So we ship it right from Italy here to the United States, and it's in Puglia, which is right above the heel, and it's called Vito, my 2 boys, Vito and Joe. So Vito and Joe's oil, it's a hearty oil. It's grassy and earthy, and it's got a little kick, a little pepper to it. And we sell it right here in the United States. You can go right online, right on our website, where you can find a lot of our recipes, Cooking Italian with Joe, or on our Facebook page. Just buy it now, and we'll literally drop ship it right to your house. And I like to call it a trip to Italy right in the bottle. All right, guys, so let's get cooking. I'm gonna meet you guys right over at the stove. Number 1, get Frank Sinatra playing in the background. All Sardinian ravioli cookies come out much better with Frank playing. Number 2, I've got a saucepan, and I've got my milk and my butter. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna heat these up. So start with your butter first. I put the butter in first so I don't splash anything, okay? There you go. And then just real gently, you're gonna put your 1/2 cup of heavy cream, and I'm only looking to melt the butter and fully incorporate it within the cream. Next thing I want to do is let's make the stuffing, right? That beautiful part of that Sardinian cookie, which is going to be delicious. So I'm going to start with my ricotta cheese, And I always go away from me as you guys see that. Now I'm gonna add the yogurt. My lemon zest. Oh, that smells good. Here's my half of a teaspoon of vanilla. My favorite, nutmeg. In this case, I'm gonna put a pinch of salt. And now I wanna get my egg in there. So what I'm gonna do, as you guys know, I never like to add the egg directly in because in case you get any shell. So I'll take a clear glass bowl, give it a tap on its side, open the egg, that way you know what the egg is good. Because if you already put it in there, you'll ruin your dish. And then I'm gonna add that egg. And then I'm gonna mix her up. And last I'm gonna add my half of a cup of sugar. I'm gonna set this aside and I'm gonna put it right in the refrigerator. So now let's start making our dough, guys. I'm gonna take my flour, all purpose, and I'm gonna take my semolina flour. I'm gonna mix everything up in here. As soon as you got it mixed pretty good, just make a little well in there. And then what you're gonna do is you're gonna pour your butter cream mixture into our flour, okay? And then I'm just gonna give it a mix. Now once we're mixed up good, just put it right on your counter. So you're gonna knead it for a couple of minutes. You're not trying to build up a ton of gluten here, but you are trying to create enough of a structure so that the outside of the cookie stays together. Guys, it's been about a minute and a half, 2 minutes, so I'm gonna take the dough, I'm gonna put it in wrap here. I'm gonna leave it out on the counter, but I don't want to leave it exposed to the air because then it'll start to dry out. Okay guys, been about an hour, so I'm going to open this up. You can tell how relaxed this gets after you get a chance for it to what they say rest. You know, all that flour, like I said, is hydrated. It's beautiful. And I'm going to flour my work surface here just a bit, and then I'm going to give it a nice roll. Guys, now the thickness here is going to be really where you'll start to see the countertop really well through the dough. Next, guys, I'm going to take my cutter and I want as many cookies out of this thing as I can. So whatever I got left here, I'm just gonna pull out the dough to try to grab a few more. I'm trying to grab about 10 cookies, so I'll need about 20 pieces of dough. And I'm gonna start making some cookies. So I've got my cookie disc, right? My ravioli pasta, if you will. And then I've got my water for cement. And then I've got my ricotta cheese mixture, okay? So essentially what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna first start off by taking a little dab of my finger, and that's going to be my cement. See, we want to make sure these seal really well. Then the other thing I do, I always put it in my hand, okay, and then just gently, don't poke a hole in it, but gently create a little pocket, and then you're going to take your ricotta cheese, put a dollop in there. I'm going to take the other side of this, okay, and then I'm going to put it right over the top. Then do a really good seal. I'm going to set that over to the side, and I'm going to go ahead and start making some cookies. Okay guys, it's getting ready to fry. So a couple of things. I've got a pan over here, so whether you want to use a plate with paper towels, that's great. But I've got a plate here with a rack, which will be great. I've got something to put them in and out so I don't have to splatter the oil. I've got my honey, which I'm going to use and warm up here in a minute. And I've got my powdered sugar. So when these things come out, I'm going to hit them with that powdered sugar. A couple other things that make these come out just absolutely phenomenal. Number one, real important, you got to subscribe to that channel. So when you hit that red button down there, what it does is, hey, any new trips, any new recipes, any new things with Blogging with Bory, it'll come right to your notification box. And I'll tell you, it means a lot to me when you subscribe to the channel. Hey, it makes you part of the family, you know what I'm saying? Second thing, real important, jump right online on Vito and Joe's or Facebook and grab yourself a bottle of Vito and Joe's oil. All right, guys, so we're gonna start frying them. So I'm gonna pop 2 in there. I wouldn't do more than 2 or 3 at a time, just so you can control the cookie, the quality of the cookie as far as the frying. And then just gently flip them. Our goal here is to get a nice crisp cookie on the outside. As soon as you notice there's like a little bit of a texture and resistance, just bring it off to the side. And I'm always going to do the crown on top, okay? So I'm going to put it right over on my rack. Now what we're going to do is we're going to hit it and get some powdered sugar on it. Oh, that looks good. Isn't that perfect? So I'm going to let these cool. So I've got everything coated with powdered sugar. And what I'm doing is just a little garnish before I hit the honey. So I've got one of these rinding tools, which will give you a little bit of garnish. And I'm just going to pull it across the lemon and then just set it up along the side. Guys, now I've got my honey. So this is hot. And then I'm going to take the honey and I'm going to drizzle it along the bottom, though I'm going to drizzle just a little bit across the top as decorative. Oh, look at that. Beautiful or what? I'm going to just take a small plate and hit it. Now let's just open that up. You see the ricotta cheese right in there with the yogurt and the vanilla and the sugar and the nutmeg? See how flaky that is? Oh, that is going to be good. Here, right there. Smell-o-vision, taste-o-vision. Here we go, baby. I wish I could fork it right in you, man. I really do. Oh, yeah. You could smell the cheese immediately. The honey and sugar right on the lip. And the texture of the cookie is absolutely perfect. You know, with the butter and the, remember I said semolina flour would give you like a little extra crunch. It gives you like a heartier bite, which is exactly the way this is. I mean, this is literally, you give me a cappuccino, I am in Italy right now. And then you're getting that ricotta cheese coming in the back end. And the yogurt, you don't taste yogurt. What I like about it is the yogurt, it's got that little tang to it. So it adds that to the cheese. And then you got the vanilla. The sweetness is perfect because it's flavored all the way through. So it's sweet all the way through. And then you get just a hint, just the backdrop of the nutmeg. I think that lemon coming in all the way through, especially on this one because I have the bigger piece of cheese. Hey guys, truth be told, I'm gonna finish this cookie and I'm definitely finishing another one, no doubt about it. Guys, thanks so much for joining me for a simple, fun, delicious recipe. Hit that red button, subscribe to our channel, make your part of the family, and remember, whether it's our Facebook or our webpage, Cooking and Talent Joe, or our other Facebook, Vito and Joe's, jump right online, grab yourself a bottle of Vito and Joe's extra virgin olive oil. Truly a trip to Italy right in a bottle. And remember guys, as I always share, you know, at least a couple hours a week, shut off the television and the cell phones, put them in a basket, take them away, right? And shut off the computers and get around a table and come up with a great recipe. It doesn't have to be one of mine, right? Hopefully it inspires you to make something and make a mess, burn a few things, make a disaster, make some masterpieces, have a lot of fun, and certainly set some traditions to last you a lifetime. I know they did for me, guys. Hey, from my kitchen years until next week,
Good
buon
life.
appetito.
Full of fun seems to be the idea.